You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Real estate is something that you're interested in pursuing. If you're interested in advancing your career, maybe you had your license before and it didn't quite work out. You didn't have the right guidance. You didn't have the right situation. You weren't at the right firm for you. It's okay to start over. It's okay to start again. Even if you've lost your real estate license and you maybe see the interest rates dropping and the real estate market picking up again, that you're interested in reactivating your real estate license. But the main thing is, again, finding out about these opportunities. So dress to impress. Come to the career fair ready to impress these recruiters at these firms, even if you are brand new. You know, this event is a very safe space. I don't even like using words like that, but it really is, because if you're new and you don't really know about real estate, this is the perfect place to come to ask those questions, because this is a room you could put yourself in with people that are going to be far beyond the experience that you have in real estate. Even if you are just getting started, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Get your eyes opened to the opportunities that are out there. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Carissimo, and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate and the Florida Real Estate Career Fair. What is the Florida Real Estate Career Fair? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is an event for anyone looking to either start or advance their real estate career. So new and seasoned real estate professionals alike, even if you don't have your real estate license yet, that's okay. This is the place to come to ask questions, to find out about new opportunities in the marketplace. Maybe there's a better fit than where you're at right now. Maybe you're in the best place. Maybe you're just coming to network and expand the connections that you have, referral opportunities. Maybe you're trying to build a team and you're looking for hungry new agents to join your team. These are all reasons why you'd want to partake in the Florida Real Estate Career Fair, happening right here in Tampa, Saturday, October 18th. This is our fall career fair. Fall is officially here, and this career fair is, from the time of this recording right now, only 23 days away. And if you're watching the recording, it may be much sooner than that. It's coming up right here, October 18th. And so you want to get yourself registered, FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. I'll have that link again on the screen to show you. But if you're just getting started in real estate and you've been thinking about a real estate career and you're wondering, should I come to the career fair? Should I come and find out about this, or is this going to be too over my head? And there's a lot to know about real estate, so it's a good thing that you're here to watch this and learn before you come to this event, to find out about how real estate allows for unlimited schedule flexibility, unlimited income potential, the ability to be your own boss. So even when you're joining onto a real estate team or joining into a real estate brokerage, which is something that you are required to do when you start out, you can't work 100% independently. You have to join with a real estate brokerage when you're starting your real estate career. And that brokerage is there to be a platform to build your real estate business, because in most cases, you're an independent contractor. And that gives you a lot more freedom than if you were a time clock W-2 type of employee. Now that means that you get paid on a commission basis based on what you sell, but that typically is now going to give you unlimited potential. And the opportunities beyond just being a sales agent. What are your long-term goals? What do you want to do in 5 years, in 10 years? What do you want to do next year? Do you want to start your own real estate team? To become a broker, you only need to have 2 years of active experience, and you could get a broker license to then start your own brokerage. And you could even expand beyond Florida. You'd have to get other licenses, of course, to grow your brand that big. But really, the sky is the limit for what it is that you can do with a Florida real estate license. It's really building your own business. It's very structured entrepreneurism. So if you've been looking for something to kind of beat the 9 to 5 hustle or whatever type of schedule it is that you're on, or you feel like you're just stuck spinning your wheels and you want to be able to more effectively leverage the AI tools, the technology, the automations that make building your own business right now easier than ever. And the great thing about real estate is you don't have to stock any products. The products are the real estate that are already on the market. Any home that's available, it's never been easier to get started in real estate. Any home that's available on the market, you could represent a buyer. And if there's not a cooperating commission, there's a very simple buyer brokerage agreement that you use to secure your commission from the buyer. But in most cases, there is a cooperating commission available, meaning the seller's already pre-negotiated a certain amount or given a certain offer, they'd be willing to pay a certain amount. It might be negotiable still. But this now levels the playing field because it opens up to new opportunities that didn't exist before. With the same low barrier to entry, the course to get your real estate license can be completed in as quickly as 1 week, 7 days. Now, that is our most intense program, Monday through Sunday. They're all day long classes, but you can finish that program in 1 week. We also have 2-week programs, weekend programs, 3-week programs, evening programs, a 24/7 on-demand, anytime, any place video instructor program. We also have a text-based 24/7 program. No other school in Florida has more options to get a Florida real estate license than the Tampa School of Real Estate. And no other school is doing more to connect their students with opportunities in the marketplace. So right with your Tampa School of Real Estate, your TSRE account, you could download our app in the App Store under TSRE. Just search that up. Sign in with your TSRE account. And not only can you access your course materials, but you could also network through the discussion boards with people who have been in your exact same shoes, your exact same position before you. And these networking opportunities are immense. Anyone has access to that with any of our instructor-led programs, whether that's video on demand, live online, or in person through the TSRE app. Even if you just have our exam prep tools, you could join the TSRE alumni network on this app and grow your connections further. Because there's one of my favorite phrases that you maybe have heard before if you've seen some of my videos as it relates to networking. And it's the more hands you shake, the more money you make. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. So come to the career fair so you could actually shake hands, because you can't shake hands digitally. There's something about being there person to person in the same environment, in the same room. Maybe you're 100% happy and content with your brokerage, but you want to build your network. You want to establish more connections. You want to connect with the future generations of real estate. Maybe you're a Tampa School of Real Estate alumni that 10 years ago you were in the shoes of somebody that's coming into this career fair looking to start a real estate career. So come on down to this event. If you're interested in sponsorship opportunities, get in touch with our team here, our advisors at the Tampa School of Real Estate. They'll be able to go over the options to make you an official sponsor of the career fair, get you set up with a booth, some branding, especially if you do our featured sponsorship. Gives you a lot of extra presence, not just at the event, but also online as well. So reach out to our advisors, 813-333-2676. You could also connect with them with any questions about advancing your real estate career or helping grow your real estate team, brokerage, whatever it may be. Amazing opportunities at this event, not just for the networking that we've been talking about here, meeting the other attendees, but also the vendors. The vendors that we bring to this event have phenomenal opportunities that are even available to new agents. So depending on the firm, depending on the program, there are different brokerages that specialize in new agent training, development, mentorship, versus brokerages that might specialize in pursuing excellence and only the most top-tier agents. Those type of boutique brokerages typically aren't going to be at an event like the career fair, but I've been really surprised by some of the past vendors that we've had, from developers to finance and mortgage lending options to so many different vendors. So if you've got an opportunity to share with the audience at the career fair, reach out to us And if you want to come find out about these opportunities, as well as connect with all the other attendees, meet some of the Tampa School of Real Estate instructors, myself included, the Tampa School of Real Estate advisors, it is a phenomenal networking and growth event. That's what we really designed this to be, because we want to help you become our next success story. If you search Tampa School of Real Estate, you'll find thousands of 5-star reviews. But we're not just here for a 5-star review. We're here to help change your life, to help reshape the direction of your future with real estate as the tool. That's how we want you to become our next success story. How it is exactly that you reshape your life, to what level, to what scale, to what ambition you have in real estate, that is up to you. But we want to do everything we can to give you the tools, the training, the knowledge, the platform, the connections, the access to be able to accomplish those goals. So coming to the career fair is a great way to see that all in person. It happens fast. It is a short event, so definitely make sure you get there right away, right at noon when the doors open. It's only until 2 p.m., so get there early to take full advantage of the networking. You want to get yourself registered on the website, so that way we have you on the list. We have your reservation, your registration reserved for this event. These have been very popular. We've had a huge, immense turnouts. Not only does this help us more effectively plan for this event, it also helps ensure that if we do have to cap the attendance, that you have your name on the list to attend this event. And in addition, the giveaways that we have with this event. So we're giving away a video on demand course to get your real estate license, or a gift card worth the value of that to any one lucky attendee. You just have to be pre-registered and show up, and one lucky attendee is going to get, again, either that gift card or the online course, including the textbook to get your Florida real estate license. So that's huge. We hope it can be life-changing for somebody, or at least help advance your real estate career. If, say, you've already got your license and you want to use the gift card for post-licensing or continuing education or getting your broker license, or maybe you're gifting it for somebody to help grow your own team. So to get entered for that, name, email, and phone number. That's all you've got to do. FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. Put that in there. Like I said earlier, we're going to have instructors available. So any real estate specific type of questions you have, you can connect with those instructors. Or if you're just worried about, do you think I'd be able to pass the class, come down, talk to these instructors, find out the answers to whatever questions, or at least what direction to look in further for the more exact answer to a more specific question, if that's what you're bringing to the table. Usually, we're not stumped by most questions, but we could at least point you in the right direction of who to turn to if it is not a real estate instructor for the answer to that question there. But whether it's related to the exam, the class, getting the real estate license, whether you would qualify, not only can you speak with the instructors, but also the Tampa School of Real Estate team and the advisors here. Many of them are actually instructors or sales associates, even brokers themselves. So a fantastic team to get connected with here. The local brokerages and opportunities, the developers, the lenders, title companies, all the different vendors that'll be in attendance at the event. You get to meet them. You get to connect them. You get to establish a relationship with them. Even if you're just getting started, it's good, especially if you're just getting started, it's important to have these connections and options. And you can now interview in a very quick, indirect way multiple brokers to help narrow down your search to the right brokerage for you. The networking opportunities, again, not just with the vendors, the instructors, the advisors, but also all the attendees of the event. We will have food and drinks provided at this event, so you do not go hungry or thirsty. We're giving away, again, that license course or a gift card worth the value of that to one lucky attendee. You have to make sure you're pre-registered for that, though. But every single person who is pre-registered and attends is actually going to get this course right here. So this is the FAR Bar as is contract course. So whether you're working with buyers or whether you're working with sellers, you're most likely going to be using this contract, this agreement, to transact that deal. And to share a brief personal story, when I got my real estate license, there was no course like this available. when I was trying to get a deal done, showing homes, I was almost talking people out of buying the house. Because my biggest worry, this guy right here, is what if they want me to fill out one of these? I've never done that before. And I can't tell you how much business that effectively lost me, how much that significantly held me back when I was getting started. Because eventually I did actually take a contract class, and it was eye-opening. It was a live class, so I didn't really have a way to reference back to it other than just whatever notes that I made, which is the benefit of this program. It's 24/7, on demand, anytime, day or night. You could log in, and it's all separated out by clause, by paragraph. So you could filter down to whatever section that you're trying to understand. And it also gives you some great resources to be able to get further information on this agreement. So every person who is pre-registered and attends the career fair is going to get 12 months access to this for free. If you've already got that course, you'll get extended access now for an additional 12 months from the date of the career fair. This is the big giveaway for that one lucky winner getting this course right here. Currently, I believe a $247 value for that, so that is a huge win for one lucky attendee. That could be you. Name, email, and phone number. Put that in at floridarealestatecareerfair.com. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that TSRE app, which you could also load right through the website, just log in at tsre.us, and you have access not just to the courses, but to the community and the discussion boards within, to connect with other students in the same boat as you, just going through their course, as well as people who have already passed their exam, success stories of people that have passed on their first try and what they did, how they studied, how they accomplished this. That's all right there on the TSRE app. And if you're just starting out, this diagram here, this visual is definitely very helpful because it outlines when you've got to do what. Now, if you haven't done any of this yet, you're still more than welcome to come to the career fair. But if you don't have a license yet, you're not able to join a brokerage. You're only able to ask questions and find out about the opportunities, which the vendors are more than willing and happy to answer whatever questions you have and share whatever information they can with you, even if you don't yet have a real estate license. So don't let that hold you back from attending an event like this. You'll be in great company. This is a very safe space. I don't like using that terminology to describe things, but that's the type of environment that we want to provide here. That you could come in here and ask questions and not worry about whether it's a smart question or not, but the fact that you're here asking questions, that is what is the smart move for your future and your life. But to officially get things going, you do need to take a pre-licensing course. You could do the video on-demand program that we're giving away to one lucky attendee. You could purchase that again in full with 12 months access for $247, I believe is the current 12 months access price to that. Or you could subscribe to it with Real Pro University for as low as $47 a month. That's also known as TSRE Plus, if you've heard of that before. But this program gives you a month-to-month option of this, again, starting at just $47 a month. Or you could actually bundle it with our exam prep with the Pro plan, which is currently $87 per month. And you could finish this in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That's up to you, however long it is to go through this program. Understand that this is the same program that we cover again in as short as 1 week. It includes the same textbook that they use in the classrooms. It's really modeled after our live classroom program. In developing this, it was a combination of how we've ran our classroom courses and how we've ran our live online courses to now spin that into a short, easy to follow, digestible, simple, it's the best way we could put it, version of this material. And it's been very effective. Many students, thousands of students have used this program to get their real estate license, start their real estate careers. But you could just as easily do our in-person classes or our live online classes. And sometimes that set schedule is very beneficial. Whatever method you're doing, even when you have the on-demand access where you could go back and rewind and replay anything that you need to in previous lessons, I would still recommend the Pass First Try Exam Prep Bundle. And the main distinction that I can make about that is by showing these books right here. So if we take a look at these books, they might not look too different. They're about the same size looking at them this way, but look at them this way. And you notice that, anybody ever hear of the 80-20 rule? Well, what's 20% of 500 pages? 20% is 100 pages. And this is about 115 pages or so for this one right here. So this is the creme de la creme, the key details that you need to know without all the extra explanation. And sometimes you want that extra explanation to help wrap your mind around something at first, but when it comes to what you want to remember for studying on the exam, that's where our Exam Cram workbook and all the exam prep tools that are designed alongside of this here really shine, because it now focuses from an exam prep perspective. This isn't going to be your most correct in the technical sense. That's where this textbook is going to get way more detailed, go way more into specifics, but sometimes too specific, too detailed, at least if your goal is passing the exam. So yes, you do have to complete this to satisfy the Florida Real Estate Commission requirements, go through it, be able to pass the end of course exam. We have a 96% pass rate for the online program. The classroom courses and live onlines are right up there with it, above 90% pass rates across the board for all these programs. So very successful for that end of course exam pass rate on this right here. The state exam has a larger bank of questions. So with that state exam, it's a lot more possibilities of what they could ask you about, which is why the videos that go along with this are about 14 hours worth of videos. But those 14 hours worth of videos are a significant decrease from the 60 hours of material in this course. And we even further simplify this with the audio review, which is only 5 hours. It's our most streamlined exam prep tool, and that's all in the Pass First Try bundle. And so any of our pre-licensing courses, you could bundle these together. And I would recommend having these so you could use them hand in hand. Whether you're taking the course on demand or live, these tools are great to listen to watch. I would say starting with the audio review, the listening, and don't devalue the listening. If you have the ability to listen and use that audio review, this can be an extremely powerful tool. It helps automate your study. And so I'd recommend that as a bundle with any of our pre-licensing courses. You can purchase it separately, because if you do already have a credit, even if that credit is from another school, if you have a certificate of completion for a 63-hour pre-licensing course, that is good for 2 years. That's where this is going to be much more effective at getting you over that next milestone of passing the exam. Because once you pass the exam, now we can get into a much more engaging, much more interesting course, at least in my opinion, and probably yours as well if you're interested in building a real estate business, and more interested in building a business than you are interested in learning about laws. And look, we got to know the laws so we don't lose our license, we don't go to jail, we don't harm the public, we don't do anything that could hurt our career or our clients or our brokerage, etc. That's what all those laws and rules that you learn about, you prove your competency in that by passing the state exam. That's what the FREC determines that you're minimally competent to practice real estate. You do still have to have a brokerage to be able to actually do real estate services until you get a broker license yourself, which you can do in 2 years. Once you've been with a broker for 2 years, you could then become a broker yourself. There's just an extra course and another state exam you would take. But before you join a brokerage, my biggest recommendation to you, because this course is so much more focused, the post-licensing, and this is only a 45-hour course, so it's a shorter course, and there's no state exam. No state exam at all for post-licensing. Unless you go to get a broker license or you lose your license by not doing the continuing education requirements, you'll never have to do a state exam again once you pass that state exam. Just keep up with your post-licensing and then your continuing education for every 2 years after that. But this course here, I promise you, again, especially if you're more interested in how do I actually make money with my real estate license, which is a great question now that you have it. And a lot of people turn to their brokerage immediately. They bypass this step here of taking the 45-hour post-licensing. And when I say most people, I'm talking about myself. Back over 10 years ago when I first got my real estate license, I didn't take this post-licensing course right away. No one was telling me it would be game-changing, life-changing, it would help me understand. I thought it was going to be more laws and rules like it was in the pre-licensing. But when I finally took this course, I was like, where's this information been? So post-licensing, yes, it does touch on some of the laws and rules, especially the more important ones, the ones you're more likely to encounter in the day-to-day real world, just to make sure, again, you've got that down. But for the most part, this course is going to focus on more real-world topics, on using your real estate license, from business planning to lead generation to presenting offers to clients to valuing a property in terms of pricing it to sell as opposed to just determining the value like you do in pre-licensing, understanding the market conditions and how they factor in when pricing a property to sell, how to effectively follow up with clients, utilizing social media, so many different topics that are covered in this post-licensing curriculum. You get a textbook with that as well, and it's great because you could write in it, and there's all kinds of little handouts and whatnot in our portal that you could download for additional resources. There's really great business planning ideas and strategy and almost even a template. You really want to make this your own. But if you wanted a template, it basically has a template in there of down the list from how many contacts you need to meet to get to so many leads, to get to so many appointments, to get to so many contracts, to get to so many closings, to make your real estate business predictable. And don't count on the post-licensing to answer every last question you have about real estate. It won't do that either, but it will make you much more informed. It'll give you much more of a foundation that now when you do go to join a brokerage after you've already done a post-licensing course, now you're going to be much more in tune with what you need to accomplish the objectives that you set out in the business plan that you created as part of that post-licensing course. Does that make sense? Think about it. Would you be more likely to succeed with no plan whatsoever and just winging it? And, maybe that helps because you get time. But here's the thing. You go join a brokerage, you're joining realtors, you're paying for signs, you're making investments, not just with money, but also with your time. And the thing that can very likely happen, I experienced this firsthand, is if you don't know what you're doing, you get burnt out. You get frustrated. And it almost makes you want to quit. Now, I never quit, but I came close to it. I was thinking about, is this right for me? Should I go find another job? Should I go try to do something different? I'm not really figuring this out. How could I have figured it out if I didn't take the course on what to do? I just went and joined a brokerage, took a recommendation of someone close to me that says, oh yeah, go join this brokerage. Your license, great. Yep, you got to join a brokerage now. Which is true. I can't do any real estate until I join a brokerage, but I didn't even know how to do real estate yet. The pre-licensing course, if you've already taken this, it covers basic, simple laws and rules as it relates to real estate. Basic, simple practices. So, a contract's got to be in writing and signed. A bunch of different mortgage terms. You could come up with an arbitrary value of a property, but you really don't have much experience actually valuing or even in real-world scenarios. And so much of this puts you in a position. And as a broker myself, so I'm also a broker with multiple licenses, and my thousands of people that I've helped start real estate careers isn't just related to students in my courses. That includes agents in my brokerage firms. And I promise you, when an agent has done this post-licensing, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be able to be more competent than somebody who comes in there and joins the brokerage only having done this much, only having passed the exam. Because the thing is, you really don't even know what to do. You look back on your pre-licensing course and the concepts and topics that are covered in here. It's interesting stuff, especially if you do like the laws and you like real estate, and it's easy to get wrapped up in this here, but there's almost nothing in here that talks about how to make money in real estate. It does a little bit in Chapter 1. Chapter 1, we talk the most about target marketing. That's one of my favorite concepts in this whole book, and we've got little bit more than half a page on it in this 500-page textbook here. And that's because the exam, the extent they're probably not even going to ask about target marketing, to be honest with you. That's a 1% chapter. And if they are asking something from that 1% chapter, it may be related to the types of knowledge a real estate professional needs, or the most popular one is probably that you need a real estate license to sell businesses in Florida. So the exam is very law focused. There is 10 math questions on there, and the math questions are going to be things like property taxes, and they're very simple, easy calculations that you could do with a four-function calculator just like this one on the screen here. Super simple calculations, sometimes a few different steps that you've got to do that take some memorization, but the math questions, they're actually the most predictable on the exam, and you are allowed to use a basic four-function calculator like this. You just have to memorize the steps, and it's not calculus, it's not trigonometry, you're not doing anything too crazy. It's mostly dollars and cents for most calculations you're doing, which shockingly most people, even if they have an aversion to math, the math that usually makes the most sense to them is dollars and cents. And if you're getting a real estate license, it makes sense why dollars and cents make sense to you, because you're looking to build a business. And again, this is where you're going to learn more about that in the post-licensing program. You could actually bundle all of this together with what we call our Complete Jumpstart program. We call it the Complete Jumpstart because you're satisfying all the credits. Let's clear off some of these markings here. You're getting the course the Florida Real Estate Commission requires to be able to sit for the exam. And again, you could get this Complete Jumpstart bundle with any of our different course formats. You get all the exam prep tools to help expedite your studying and passing the exam so you don't lose momentum saying, I've got to take the exam, I've got to study for the exam. Just like not knowing what to do once you've got your license because you don't have a business plan, not knowing what to study because you don't have a study plan. Let this be your study plan, because with our Complete Jumpstart, for the most part, when you get this post-licensing with it, you're basically almost getting this exam prep for free. So you purchase that post-licensing course, which is, again, going to be the more interesting, engaging information as it relates to growing your real estate business. You buy that along with your pre-licensing course in the bundle. This is going to be a very small difference between just purchasing these two separately. I think in the classroom courses, it's like a $4 difference now. And you're getting all those exam prep tools, which these on their own are $197, including that workbook right there. So the Complete Jumpstart is the best way to go because this is actually a requirement to keep your license. You don't want to wait until your renewal because you're going to miss out on all that information there designed to help your real estate career. But at the latest, you want to have this done by your renewal because otherwise you'll have to start over from the beginning, getting your real estate license all over again if you don't do that post-licensing requirement on time. But once you get your license, you check off that post-licensing. Now the career fair is not just an event where you can find out more about a real estate career. It becomes a serious opportunity for you to find out about the different brokers that are actively looking for a new real estate agent. And you now, being more well-informed on what you're trying to do with your real estate license, are going to be able to more effectively select the best brokerage for you. And now, one of the things that your brokerage is likely going to provide in some way, shape, or form of another is training. Training to get you selling real estate. And so some of the vendors that we have at the career fair are actually training their agents on our platform, Real Estate Pro University. Real Estate Pro University goes beyond your pre-licensing, post-licensing, exam prep, and continuing education, and it gets into topics such as lead generation. The contracts, that contract course that you get for attending the career fair is actually one of the courses in Real Estate Pro University. And it's one of the most popular courses because this is the deal, the contract you use in almost any deal, buyer or seller. If it's a residential transaction in Florida, most likely you're using that FAR as is contract. We also have videos on the buyer brokerage agreement, so you could have employment contracts with your buyers, listing agreements, so you could have employment contracts with your sellers, and not just the surface level. It needs to be in writing and signed. And here you don't learn the specifics of the contract. You learn more about the presentation of the contract. But for those specifics, that's where we go line by line through the exact contract. And you could go through to watch these videos 24/7, anytime, day or night. But you have to get started with this course. So if you don't have a real estate license yet, if you haven't taken the pre-licensing course, this is what you need to sign up for. This you can do 24/7 on demand. You could scan that code right there to log in, or go to realestateonlinecourse.com. That's realestateonlinecourse.com. That'll take you right to the page with all the information on this pre-licensing on-demand course. You could use it through the TSRE app. You could log in on the website anywhere, 24/7, day or night. And again, you can get that in the 12 months access or the monthly access with Real Estate Pro University and TSRE Plus. If you have any questions about this, about the career fair, about advancing your real estate career, this is the phone number here, 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. So I thought I had a few more slides here, but that actually might just wrap it up for today. So I'll just recap back on what we've talked about so far. Really the most important, I'll leave you on this one right here. And also put our phone number up here if you do have any questions, you want to talk to an advisor. That's 813-333-2676. 813-333-2676. And you get registered for the Florida Real Estate Career Fair.com. Name, email, and phone number. Put it in there. Get your name reserved on the list. So that way you, again, lock in the freebies. You lock in your entry for the grand prize giveaway. And you also lock in your space to be able to come to this career fair if we do have to close off the registration. So that's happening October 18th here in New Tampa. We've got the full details at FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. Again, phone number 813-333-2676. It's about all the time that we've got for today. Thank you all for joining us here. We'll be back on Friday for State of Real Estate. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your week. Real estate is something that you're interested in pursuing. If you're interested in advancing your career, maybe you had your license before and it didn't quite work out. You didn't have the right guidance. You didn't have the right situation. You weren't at the right firm for you. It's okay to start over. It's okay to start again. Even if you've lost your real estate license and you maybe see the interest rates dropping and the real estate market picking up again, that you're interested in reactivating your real estate license. But the main thing is, again, finding out about these opportunities. So dress to impress. Come to the career fair ready to impress these recruiters at these firms. Even if you are brand new, you know, this event is a very safe space. I don't even like using words like that, but it really is, because if you're new and you don't really know about real estate, this is the perfect place to come to ask those questions, because this is a room you could put yourself in with people that are going to be far beyond the experience that you have in real estate. Even if you are just getting started, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Get your eyes opened to the opportunities that are out there.